the king of the dinosaurs. 66 million years ago in North America, the king of the dinosaurs roamed the earth. He was over 40 feet long, stood 13 feet tall, and weighed more than 8 tons. He used to hunt other dinosaurs, and sometimes even ate her favorite Triceratops. Today, we will travel back in time and see what life was like for the T-Rex. So join me, and let's go back to the late Cretaceous period. These sneaky predators lived in flocks and hunted herbivorous dinosaurs. He walked right up to the stream and took a big gulp of water. After drinking, the T-Rex decided to take a short nap. They were small and fast, but compared to Maximus, they were like ants. The T-Rex grabbed one of the raptors in his teeth and threw it away. Other predators also tried to flee, but Maximus was very quick. He grabbed another raptor in his teeth before it had even realized what was happening. The male clearly didn't expect such resistance from the female, but she was stronger and more agile than he thought. Both rivals were evenly matched and neither of them could claim victory. She had proven herself to be a strong and worthy partner, and the T-Rex wanted to show his respect for her. Together, they enjoyed their breakfast, sitting side by side. The forest was theirs now, and no other predator dared to challenge their power. The king and queen of the dinosaurs ruled their domain wisely and justly, ensuring peace and order among the dinosaurs. Their reign was a testament to their strength and wisdom, reminding all who dared to challenge them of the power of the T-Rex. Finally, exhausted, they stopped and looked at each other. The male backed away, showing submission. He had found a worthy opponent, a true queen who could lead his offspring to victory in battles with other dinosaurs. They fought fiercely, biting each other and knocking each other down. Even after millions of years of evolution, dinosaurs were still very much like wild animals. They did not have a civilized society with laws and rules, so they solved all their problems with their fists. Well, or rather with their teeth and claws. Then the enraged T-Rex shook his prey like a small rodent and then swallowed it whole. As for the rest of the velociraptors, they fled as fast as they could. The battle was over. He lay down under the trees and closed his eyes. Also write in the comments below which dinosaur is your favorite and we'll make a video about him. We say goodbye. The T-Rex lowered his head and gently touched the dying dinosaur with his nose. He went to the very center of his domain where no other dinosaurs dared to set foot and where there was always enough prey. That's where the T-Rex's den was. Suddenly, a flock of birds flew over him and loudly cawed. Seeing the birds, Maximus raised his head and looked at them. Some of the birds flew very close and circled around the T-Rex. Clearly they wanted to get a closer look at the magnificent beast, although for Maximus, such attention was quite commonplace. For millions of years, the king of the dinosaurs has been at the top of the food chain. During all that time, he has seen many birds, and even flocks of giant terror birds didn't scare him. Despite being mortal enemies, Maximus still respected the Triceratops, especially the young ones, whom he considered the livestock of his future offspring. Therefore, the king of the dinosaurs felt sorry for him. Maximus stayed with the Triceratops until his last breath. He knew that the forest could be dangerous at any time, and the young Triceratops would unmake it through the night alone. Therefore, the T-Rex decided to stay with the deceased herbivore until dawn. Suddenly, he heard the screams of the hadrosaurs and the triumphant cries of the velociraptors. The king of the dinosaurs opened his eyes and looked in the direction of the commotion. After walking a little more, he saw something that made the T-Rex stop in his tracks. There was a strange dinosaur in his clearing. It was a female T-Rex. She was slightly smaller than Maximus, but no less formidable. In fact, she was even more beautiful than her suitor. Her scales shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow in the sun, and her eyes sparkled like precious stones. When she saw the handsome T-Rex approaching her, the female let out a loud roar and stamped her foot on the ground. This was a challenge, an invitation to fight for the right to be the first mate of the female. He knew full well whose dinner the raptors had stolen. Yes, those were the same hadrosaurs that were supposed to be his lunch, but it didn't matter. There was plenty of prey in the forest, and you can't eat every day anyway. So Maximus closed his eyes again and fell asleep. Velociraptors were much smaller than T-Rex, but there were many of them, and besides, they were very smart and fast. That's why together they could catch prey that was much larger than themselves, and so the raptors were ready to attack. One of them gave a signal, and they rushed to the unsuspecting prey. A herd of hadrosaurs grazed peacefully, unaware of the danger that lurked nearby. The fast raptors quickly approached their potential dinner and pounced on them one by one. The hadrosaur panicked, trumpeting loudly and trying to bite the raptors that clung to it. But it was of no use. There were simply too many predators, and soon one of them managed to inflict a fatal bite on the unfortunate dinosaur. The hadrosaur collapsed to the ground and the raptors began to feast on it. Their hunting was successful. His name was Scotty, and he was a Tyrannosaurus rex. The Tyrannosaurus rex was one of the most powerful predators that ever lived. The king of the dinosaurs immediately jumped to his feet and rushed to the source of the cry. There he saw a young Triceratops surrounded by several velociraptors. The herbivore was trying to defend himself, but there were simply too many predators, and soon one of them managed to inflict a deep bite on his leg. The Triceratops screamed in pain and fell to the ground. It was clear that help would never come. And the raptors, having received a signal from their leader, pounced on the Triceratops. This was their dinner now. Seeing this, Maximus couldn't just stand idly by. He roared loudly and rushed into the thick of the fight. The sun slowly rose above the trees, and a new day began in the heart of the ancient forest. In the distance, a loud roar echoed through the trees. It was a territorial warning from the mighty T-Rex who ruled these lands. His name was Maximus, and he was truly a king among the dinosaurs. His huge head alone was more than 5 feet long and was equipped with the most powerful jaws that have ever existed. Those jaws could easily crush bones and even rocks, and his 60 teeth were like sickles. They were extremely sharp and very long. But despite his ferocious appearance, Maximus was very calm in the morning. He just wanted to take a nice stroll through his domain. Maximus walked past some bushes, and suddenly his sharp eyes spotted something interesting. There, a young Triceratops was eating leaves. The poor little dinosaur didn't notice the predator at all. Triceratops were herbivores, so they weren't afraid of any other dinosaurs except the T-Rex. Although the king of the dinosaurs usually preferred not to eat his favorite Triceratops, but rather kept them for future offspring, seeing them as a kind of livestock. However, sometimes he had no choice but to eat the Triceratops. For example, when they got too old, sick, or injured, and this young Triceratops was only 2 years old, so if Maximus wanted to, he could easily kill him and eat him. But today wasn't that day. The T-Rex just wanted to enjoy the warm morning sun and take a leisurely stroll. So he continued walking further into the forest. In the meantime, somewhere nearby, a pack of velociraptors was preparing for the hunt. Meanwhile, Maximus continued his leisurely walk, enjoying the warmth of the sun's rays. Suddenly, the peaceful sleep of the T-Rex was disturbed by the piercing cry of a Triceratops. The raptors noticed the T-Rex and immediately retreated. Maximus approached the wounded Triceratops, who was already barely breathing. As soon as the first rays of sunlight touched the forest, Maximus left. So Maximus continued walking towards his cave, completely ignoring the birds. Maximus accepted the challenge and charged at his rival.
Oh.
The fight continued for quite some time. When the sun rose higher in the sky, the male brought the female a carcass of a young Triceratops. And that's all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe.